Some breaking news, some sad news today. The coronavirus, of course, affecting the world in multiple ways, and financially, it is affecting the world in a huge way. WWE having a 5-minute conference call with Chairman Vince McMahon saying the company would be announcing widespread furloughs. Those are temporary layoffs, meaning you're laid off, you don't work, but you get to come back at some point. We don't know who is affected by those, whether they be on camera or not, but there are many people being laid off today. We can announce several WWE producers, or what is formerly known as agents, being released from the company. They include Finlay, Mike Rotunda, Hurricane Helms, Lance Storm, Pat Buck, Billy Kidman, Sean Daivari, Scott Armstrong, and Sarah Stock. That is a lot of agents. People have been in the company, some of them in that type of role for more than 10 years. Finlay, most notably known for being a heavy hand with guiding the female pro wrestling talent for the better part of the last 10 years. These are notable names, most of them former superstars in ring themselves. Now, obviously, people want to know as well, fans want to know that who has been released on the on-air side of things in terms of talent. We know of just about 9 on-air characters that have been released from WWE today. Most notably, the names have just come out. I just put the statement up there on screen for you, but we can tell you that Kurt Angle has also been released by the WWE. Just got to have his farewell match at WrestleMania last year. Also inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame a few years before that, and had transitioned into a backstage role. He has been released from the company. This is a lot of cutbacks coming in, and we will follow these as they become available at WrestleZone.com. We're also learning about some that have occurred off the website, but have not been confirmed by either party, either the people that have been released or the company just yet. So WrestleZone.com, we will have this all actively covered. Here are the names that have been released in terms of on-air talent. WWE has come to the terms in the release of Drake Maverick, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Curt Hawkins, Heath Slater, Eric Young, and Lio Rush. A lot of these releases are kind of somewhat lower card talent. Some talent you've seen featured moderately or sparingly. Drake Maverick, that one's kind of sad. There were some plans for Drake Maverick. This is a guy who had made open calls to be a part of the in-ring action after being long positioned as more just an on-air authority figure for 205 Live. He has been featured in 1 or 2 different matches. He was a manager for AOP for a little while. He recently had a match with Mike Kanellis. So there was some hope that this former Impact wrestler would finally get his way into the ring, a very passionate, well-liked guy. Gallows and Anderson, they've been Raw Tag Team Champions. They were the backing crew of AJ Styles. They were featured pretty prominently on Raw. Now, I know everyone say, oh, they buried him, but they were on television quite a bit. They were just on WrestleMania. That's something to think about. And these guys signed a deal with WWE just about a year and a half ago. A lot of people thought, oh, maybe they'll go to All Elite Wrestling. Well, maybe that's a possibility now, but I don't know if All Elite Wrestling is going to be hiring up a bunch of different people. They did have a lot of success in Japan, where they were the IWGP Tag Team Champions. If the Japanese market opens up, a team like this would be a very formidable team in Japan. Curt Hawkins, this is his second run with WWE. He left the company a few years ago, came back a few years ago, but in between he started a wrestling school. I think he'll stay active in training wrestlers. He did produce some really fun content with them with the Figured Out kind of nostalgia toy hunting series of different WWE toys. That was something he did recently, and became Raw Tag Team Champions on the kickoff show for last year's WrestleMania. Heath Slater, he's been quite the journeyman in WWE. Was part of 3-Man Band, was a part of the Nexus in the original season of NXT. He was there for quite some time, but really was treated as a beloved, enhancement talent, really. And Eric Young, he was a part of Sanity in NXT. They were formidable there. They got to be featured in the main event of a couple of takeovers, but really got lost in the shuffle when they went up to SmackDown. This guy's a former Impact World Champion. I wonder what the reaction would be if he came back to Impact Wrestling. But once again, if all these cuts are being made so widespread at WWE, what are they being made elsewhere? So it opens up a whole lot of different doors of speculation here. Lio Rush, I think, is probably the most surprising cut to be made here. He was recently featured as a Cruiserweight champion on NXT, was featured multiple times on NXT television on USA Network, though we haven't seen him on that channel and that show in quite some time. He was a manager for Bobby Lashley, was put on the bench after some kind of questionable statements about how he was being compensated and how he was being featured and such, but then came back and had this great run as this redeemed cruiserweight superstar and had some great matches too. Maybe some of the best NXT matches since they've been on the USA Network. So what do you think of these releases? How do you feel about it? We're going to continue to follow them as they become available at WrestleZone.com. Our hearts go out to the people involved in here. And I know a lot of people are going to get in the comments and say, oh, ha, 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 this person deserved it. And like, these are challenging times. And there's going to be people that are going to either get laid off or furloughed or lose their job in the wrestling industry that you don't see and you don't hear about on television. So, have some heart here and think about these people and their family and their friends. So we will continue to follow this situation at WrestleZone.com. We will have more coverage of this later on tonight with our WrestleZone Daily Show, and that'll become available after AEW Dynamite and NXT.